Hello and welcome to some Dominion commentary. It's been quite a while since I've done this, but seems like as good a time as any. This is an E-League match between erinblack and alibby1152, neither of whom I've ever played before. So on this board we have no trashing. We have not a lot in the way of plus actions. I guess you got Royal Carriage Archive and the Silk Merchant Villagers, which of course are in limited supply. Your draw is Archive and Silk Merchant as well. So there's also the Legionary attack to be concerned about, which is going to really hurt hand sizes. Oh, erinblack with the 5/2. Tormentor seems like a good first 5. Oh, and you can get imps. I didn't mention that when talking about the draw. Libby goes Silver Silk Merchant. That also seems pretty reasonable. Silk Merchant is certainly very strong in the opening. You can also advance it, which is pretty good because in addition to obviously getting a more expensive action, you can also pick up another pair of coffers and villagers. Coffer villager pair, I guess would be the right way to say that. So erinblack also got an embargo. I'll be interested to see whether they play the embargo or just advance it. Alibby not going to advance the Silk Merchant. And gets a Tormentor. And no advancing the embargo, so I guess we're not doing advanced shenanigans. I think I like advance embargo, buy another embargo over pretty much whatever this is going to turn out to be. But of course, I mean, getting a Silk Merchant isn't bad either. So I think the question here is, can you do like a big Horn of Plenty mega turn? So you could potentially have in play Archive, Silk Merchant, Royal Carriage, Artisan, Tormentor, Horn of Plenty, and some other treasures. So you can get there. It's a little tough. And with the Archives, you don't necessarily need to draw all the Horn of Plenties at once. So I think that's what I would be trying to build towards here. Oh, Imp, right, of course. So you can add that to the list. So they each have a gold and a legionary now. So it's going to be difficult to pair them up, though. In fact, I mentioned that attack earlier, but I don't know how much that's actually going to be firing off. Archive can definitely help, and so you can potentially get multiple legionaries. For which I think picking up an artisan would make sense. Well, not just for legionaries specifically, but in general, there's lots of 5 costs that you want to gain. So we still haven't seen an advance purchased. Libby chooses an extra coin over hexing her opponent, which seems fine. Oh, here we go. Advancing the Tormentor. Well, if you're going to advance one of those 2 cards, Tormentor is definitely the one to advance now that you're much less likely to pick up imps because it's less likely to be the first action played on a turn. Though I still like advancing Silk Merchant more. Villagers are limited, and until you get some royal carriages going, it's like the only way you're playing multiple terminals. More Silk Merchants. Hard to go wrong with Silk Merchants. Not a great turn here for... Oh, never mind. Didn't notice the other imp in hand. It's actually quite a good turn. Alibby, despite having a 3-card hand, though, also should have a pretty good turn. Being able to call Royal Carriage on Imp is quite nice. That's the first Horn of Plenty gain, so I don't know if erinblack is going for the Mega Turn or just going for it for more gains. Oh, Imp into Royal Carriage. I don't like that sequence. I would much rather be able to call the Royal Carriage on the Imp than be concerned about playing, like using the Imp to play Royal Carriage, especially since Imp can just play Archive. I'm also a little surprised that Alibby didn't call Royal Carriage on Archive. Not really sure what the intended target of Royal Carriage is, if not one of those cards. So we still haven't seen anybody pick up an Artisan, which surprises me. Silk Merchants are almost gone, so you really want to be able to pick up Royal Carriages because the source of villagers is not going to be around too much longer. I mean, of course, you can advance your Silk Merchants to get more villagers, but you only want to do that so many times as well. And only can do it so many times as well. I don't think anybody's done it yet. No, just a Tormentor and an Embargo in the trash. Didn't really talk about embargoing horse traders at the time. Doesn't seem very impactful. I wonder if there was a more impactful embargo choice, whether Alibby had picked up a Tormentor yet. So now they each have one Horn of Plenty. Okay, so we do get the first advance of a Silk Merchant, and that's into a Royal Carriage. Sounds good. erinblack does not actually have any archives, I'm realizing, which is surprising. Okay, interesting. So Alibby wants to replace the Tormentor. I don't know if they plan to try to use it to generate more imps or just want it for payload. I don't really think payload is what Alibby needs to be focusing on right now. There's a lot more deck control to be had. Alibby does have 4 villagers, so playing Tormentor first is certainly doable. So erinblack gets off the Legionary attack again. I don't Has alibby actually managed to collide Legionary Gold? Let's see, how do we figure this out? Yep, okay. Happened a couple turns ago. Oh, interesting. Erinblack already going in for province. I think that you can build a lot bigger here than that would indicate Erinblack intends to do. Alright, so we get the Legionary attack coming in here. Erinblack not too badly off for it, really. In fact, that improved Erinblack's hand. That's pretty unusual with the Legionary attack. It can happen, but discarding 3 cards is a lot. There comes another Silk Merchant advance. Alibby picks up another archive, so I think Alibby has all 5 of the archives. Yep. Tap lane would be pleased. Well, not pleased with Erinblack. Second province for Erinblack. Be interesting to see whether Alibby starts to get nervous or sticks to the plan. This is looking like a nice set of archives for Alibby. Okay, Alibby is not sticking to the plan and is pivoting to province. Well, I mean, I guess I don't actually know for sure what the plan was, but it seemed like Alibby was aiming to build a little bit more. Not too many Horn of Plenties taken between the two of them, so I guess they're more just using it for gains than for trying to green. Ugh. That's a pretty rough attack there. Well, Erinblack can province again here without needing to do that. What? 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 Okay, that was very strange. So Erinblack had 8 coins, called Royal Carriage to essentially improve Alibby's hand and waste some money and put another stop card into their deck. That was yeah, that was hard to explain. Meanwhile, Alibby with a very nice hand thanks to all those archives. Be interesting to see whether they go for the spending the villagers or not. So yeah, there are all of Alibby's villagers. I kind of am expecting another advance here though to get a villager back of the remaining Silk Merchant. Okay, so Alibby going straight for provinces with the horns, but is 1 coin short of ending the game on a win. So that seems a little risky. Don't think that's the line I would have taken. I think I would have bought single province. I don't understand the use of the coffers. Oh. Yeah, I don't really like that either. the duchy estate thing. I think having the coffers available was doing more than, well, I guess I can kind of see it if Alibby is afraid of erinblack being able to gain duchy and province, but it seems pretty difficult for erinblack at this point. That is a pretty sad Horn of Plenty. I don't know. Oh, ooh. Horn of Plenty into a state. That's not fun. Oh, yeah, that's right. Alibby has plenty of stuff left in the archives. Okay, so that was a better play than I was thinking. Alibby had pretty guaranteed province there at the end. Still probably unnecessarily risky. I think Alibby could have left a horn or two in the archives and then gone for the win. Although I guess Alibby might have thought they had the win on that turn. And if so, I mean, only being one coin off, it wouldn't have been an unreasonable thought. So on this board, we have some of the strongest trashing in the game with Recruiter and Masquerade. You definitely want to open Recruiter. I mean, Masquerade. Well, you want to open Recruiter if you can, but yeah, you want to open Masquerade. The other buy is not so obvious to me. I think there are arguments for any of Ironmonger, Bridge, maybe Shepherd. erinblack picks up a silver. I get that might be leading into Silver Masquerade. Hope so. You gotta get the trashing going. I mean, you could be aiming to pick up Recruiter, but that's still slower than having a Masquerade in your first shuffle. So yeah, erinblack skips Masquerade, and so does Alibby. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't know if the thought process is partially also that you don't want to trash your green cards. I think you do. I mean, Shepherd is a nice draw card, but you can use that later in the game when you have more valuable green cards than estates. You don't need to keep the estates around to do that. Ironmonger and Masquerade and Recruiter will do a perfectly good job of finding your good cards. So we did have one bridge purchased by erinblack. Certainly a bridge megaturn is possible on this board. The bridge split should be competitive, I would think. Okay, so Alibby does get the Recruiter. They're planning to trash at least. Black gets a gold. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Recruiter, well, I definitely would have taken Recruiter. I think Artisan is a reasonable card to get at some point. I would want a Recruiter first, but I don't really see gold. Especially if you're going for bridges. Like, gold is overkill money. It is nice with Recruiter, I will say that. Being able to pick up all those villagers. Although with Ironmonger on the board, you don't really need a giant stack of villagers. You know, just a couple here or there should be enough to avoid having to play things terminally. Of course, they haven't really picked up any terminal draw cards anyway, by which I mean Masquerade. You know, erinblack got a Recruiter and another gold. And Alibby picks up a bridge. So we have 3 bridges purchased. I do not know. I was gonna say, I don't know how many cards are in Alibby's discard, but now that I do, I don't like triggering that shuffle without the recruiter in it. Okay, so now Alibby does pick up a Masquerade. Kind of oddly late for that, but it's certainly better at trashing Coppers. Well, that's not exactly true. It's not better at trashing Coppers than Recruiter. It's just less sad about it. Recruiter wants to be doing more exciting things than trashing Coppers. Masquerade's perfectly fine with it. It looks like they each have 2 bridges. It is an important split, but you can't grab too many of them too fast or else you won't be able to draw. Whoa, erinblack going straight for province. That seems hasty. Not really sure what erinblack is waiting for here. Crashes the shepherd. Well, I mean, if you're gonna buy provinces, you want that shepherd in your deck. I mean, I would have trashed a state, but given the approach erinblack is taking, maybe silver? So Alibby picks up 2 more bridges. I don't know that Alibby has the draw to support all of these bridges, but we may see Alibby roar to a win in a few turns here. The way this is going, they're able to put all those bridges into play. Crash that copper. Crash it. There we go. Crash the silver. Yeah, I like it. So this is already a pretty big turn for Alibby. Free bridges, free ironmongers, $1 recruiters, or we can just buy 2 provinces. Okay. Well, okay, a couple provinces and some ironmongers, another bridge. I mean, that's still very likely to be a winning line, but I would have preferred to just skip the green for a little while longer. There's also triumphal art points to consider. I don't know what the exact situation is. Certainly nobody's close on recruiter. Alibby should definitely have ironmonger. erinblack probably also does. Alibby definitely has bridge. erinblack may not. I think that's it. Neither of them have shepherd. It's like one thing for Alibby is just like picking up more action cards also generates points. So if Alibby draws really well here, could just win this turn potentially. I don't think it's very likely, but well, that is a lot of bridges. So the bold move here is to trash province. And then keep drawing, is what I was gonna say. But unfortunately, now Alibby a bit of an awkward spot. I do not think alibby should take any green here. I think grabbing 2 more ironmongers, maybe a recruiter, maybe a shepherd, masquerade, like just more things that can support drawing deck. Okay, or grab a bunch of duchies. Okay. I mean, that might actually work. Erinblack doesn't, for the most part, doesn't have the buys to compete with that, although this turn they managed to find both of their bridges. So I'm not expecting to see a province buy here. That's, oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna say that seems too risky, and I think it will prove to be quite shortly here. Trash duchy. Oh, don't trash masquerade. You need that. You need draw. You gotta make sure you find your cards. If you buy 2 provinces, you don't need a duchy anymore. It's a redundant. And now look at where we are. We didn't draw enough, and we can't buy stuff. Alibby's still looking likely to win this game, but with bad draws, I could see erinblack like single provincing their way to victory. Alibby chokes on all the duchies they've picked up. Oh, interesting. Erinblack picks up the duchy. So Alibby does have a shepherd in hand, which is huge. I think that's the only shepherd in Alibby's deck. But yeah, that's gonna make all the difference. Oh, I actually didn't register salt. I think Alibby could have afforded to just buy those provinces, but whatever works. Oh, I didn't update the results from the last game. Yeah, of course, Bridge doesn't discount salt, which is one reason that in some ways it can be overlooked in that context. All right, so here we have urchins. Urchins are good at trashing, and by urchins I mean mercenaries are good at trashing. So that's the only attack on the board. There is beggar, I suppose, if you want to try to feed the mercenary all game. I don't know that I've ever tried that. I don't know if it would work. It'd be kind of cute. Meanwhile, aside from that, the draw is Villa into Library, which is actually pretty good because you can play all your treasures, and yeah, Kaplan agrees. Kaplan, you missed the, I don't know if you're listening, but I'll say missed the archive game. Anyway, yeah, Villa Library is pretty strong because you can actually play with treasure and still draw through it. Though with merchant on the board, another option is to potentially play a lot of merchants and play a silver, and play some conspirators. You don't necessarily need treasure payload here. But it's nice to have the option. Merchant with Villa can be a little awkward because if you play the silver before you play the merchants, you don't get the coin. So merchant says the first time you play a silver this turn +1. So if the merchant isn't in play, the effect doesn't apply. And if you've already played a silver and then you play a merchant, you play another silver, it's not the first time you played a silver, so the effect also doesn't apply. So that can be kind of awkward. You kind of want to go, if you're going to go for that, you want to be pretty careful about like what you're doing with that one silver. That being said, was one thing I didn't mention to catch on to is that Alibby has 2 merchants and no silver. Okay, now Alibby has a silver. That seems a little awkward. Also, nobody's bought silos. Silos seems really good to get early on an urchin board because it's going to help you line up your urchins. Now, Alibby already has a mercenary, so I guess that's not a concern at this point, but I would have really wanted to see an early silos, turn 3 or turn 4 if you haven't already collided those urchins. When did this actually happen? Okay, so Alibby got it turn 4 anyway, and couldn't have afforded it turn 3, so nothing critical lost there. Meanwhile, erinblack is still searching, so pick up them silos, man. Well, third urchin will help, but silos would help more. And this game is likely to run away from erinblack at this point, just because Alibby is going to have had the mercenary advantage for so long by the time erinblack gets it online. Wait, Alibby discarded a silver? I guess they knew that they had mercenary in hand. Still kind of odd that. Well, because yeah, now what are you doing? Trashing the silver? Alibby doesn't have another silver. Those poor merchants. Oh no. Alright, so erinblack finally gets the collision. I would definitely like to see a library from Alibby at this point. Royal carriages. Oh, erinblack's got the royal carriage. But anyway, royal carriage is also nice. But well, it's actually it's not that great because calling it on library is generally not really going to do anything. You can certainly call it on, conspirator or villa or something, but that isn't as impactful. Ooh, I do not like buying villas that you don't intend to make use of the turn that you buy them at all. It's such a precious resource. So did Alibby replace the lost silver? Yes. Oh, 3 conspirator hand. That's not even enough to buy a villa and fix it. Oh, disaster. Uh-huh. Why not play the conspirator first? That was an odd order. If you play the conspirator first, you might be able to get enough to buy a villa and then play the library. This card's a villa. That seems kind of surprising too. Still, Alibby's got good control of their deck, and erinblack isn't doing anything this turn for sure, so gotta like Alibby's position a lot more. So what's the next step? I mean, adding another library to the deck is definitely a good idea. But apparently we're not doing that. Okay. Oh, hey. Royal Carriage on the mat. I can save the turn. Buy a villa, play some conspirators. Alright. That's good news. So I would say erinblack could certainly use a library. Alright, good. And play that conspirator first, please. If you play the conspirator, you might draw a treasure. Or you might draw the mercenary and be able to trash treasure, or some other thing that enables you to draw more cards with that library. There's not really any reason to play the conspirator after the library. I am a little worried about these players over-investing in conspirators, although Royal Carriage, as Royal Carriage saved erinblack last turn, it could similarly save them going forward from the conspirator disaster. Well, that's double province money, so I would probably want to keep adding stuff to my deck, because you're not going to hit double province again, because mercenary doesn't have enough stuff to trash. But I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay. We're doing stuff. All right, I like that play. That, I mean, I'm not, buying the villa there didn't do a whole lot, but it does add another coin to Alibby's deck. So Alibby can potentially set up to double province. I mean, one way that can be done is just by using mercenary to trash, the villa or an urchin or something. Oh, Alibby doesn't even have any royal carriages. Yikes. Well, I guess you play library here and then buy a villa. If assuming you have enough treasure, which you don't. So that's awkward. And this is shaping up to be another awkward turn for Alibby, but erinblack isn't making much progress on catching up. Mercenary 2 provinces. Kind of tempting. I mean, your deck is so much better, like you could probably get away with it. Yeah, again, I don't agree with the timing of these library plays. Play the mercenary first. Decrease hand size by a villa, then play the library. Whoa, erinblack has 2 mercenaries? When did that happen? Well, it's nice this turn. I guess it kind of makes sense, given how long it took erinblack to get the first mercenary, to get a second mercenary. I normally don't like doing that, but in this case, erinblack clearly still has plenty of junk to trash. It's not a bad turn. Not a bad turn. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just see some greening here, but I would like to see some more building. Okay, well that is just a way to pick up another villa and then province. I don't really understand the motivation for. Villas in your deck aren't nearly as good as villas in the supply. Well, that's a nice library. Discard that mercenary. Don't need that. I would have kept the library though. This is a potentially awkward shuffle to trigger. Yeah. Because you don't know if you're going to see the library or if you're going to see the mercenary. Ooh, interesting. I don't know about that. That silver is worth quite a few coins. I would have rather I would have rather trash province there. Like, how are you funding your economy now? More conspirators? Hmm. I mean, I would have actually what I would have preferred is just don't play the conspirator, let alone the mercenary. Although, I mean, the mercenary attack is certainly something you want to be able to do if possible, but it's it's getting to the point where it's probably not going to happen, and that's okay. If you really wanted to make the mercenary attack happen on a reliable basis, you gotta pick up that beggar. It's a lot of villas. All right, are we at the point where we can draw those back up with library? Yep. I would also consider mercenary trashing. Oh, well, no, you need the silver. Never mind. Wait, what's the top card there? Another villa, I think? I guess that's a reasonable card to leave on top. Ideally, you leave Villa Library on top, but no such luck. I didn't notice that erinblack did manage to buy fleet. I don't know that that's going to be able to do a whole lot. So, a little bit of a risk taken here by alibby that erinblack could double. Oh, never mind. There's 3 provinces left. Oh, alibby bought a duchy. Okay. All right. Well, actually, I was gonna say I agree with the risk. Now I disagree with not taking the risk because while erinblack did hit double province 1 turn, that required playing 2 mercenaries, and that I don't think erinblack would have the economy to repeat that. Discard the mercenary, yeah. Well, sad to pick up the provinces. Although this time you can mercenary the provinces. So here... I was going to say, if you play Villa Silver by Villa, you can draw more with Library. Alright, so there's not really much advantage to trashing green cards with Mercenary. It doesn't get to triple. And alibby is pretty one at this point. Fleet or no fleet. I mean, let's see. Let's actually count points here. So erinblack, or sorry, alibby doesn't have fleet at all. So erinblack essentially gets to take 2 turns uncontested. How many points? Down by 19 points. So you need the province plus 13 is 4 duchies and 2 estates, or 5 duchies. Pretty difficult to pull off, for sure. I don't know why alibby is even thinking about what to discard here. It doesn't matter. So you have to buy the last province to trigger the fleet turn. You can't let Alibby get another turn. Essentially buy that province out from under you. So you go province, duchy. Do you have to buy an estate? Erinblack doesn't have any merchants or silver, so neither one of them is amazing. Okay, so does go for estate. So 4 duchies would be required. Yeah, that's not looking like it's gonna happen. Nope. Fleet definitely made that game look closer than it was. Alright, so now we've got Catapult, Masquerade, and Keep. And Swindler. Lots of powerful slash warping, game warping things on this board. Not the most amazing draw when your only village is Hamlet. Embassy certainly allows you to find the cards that you want, but it's not increasing your hand size by all that much. Also, giving your opponent silvers to catapult at you doesn't seem amazing, especially with Keep on the board. So either they keep the silvers and they get points, or they catapult the silvers at you and you lose points and gain curses. So it doesn't seem that great either way. I'm not saying you don't get Embassy, but giving out those silvers seems far from ideal. Alright, so they each open Catapult. Are we going to see them skip Masquerade again? Looking that way. Oh, on. Not a fan. I would also prefer Masquerade to Catapult in the open. Masquerade draws cards, Catapult doesn't. Masquerade is less sad about trashing estates. Masquerade's also going to let you hit higher price points for whatever that's worth. I mean, it may not actually be worth that much off the bat. So I would definitely prefer Hamlet over Pawn for Erinblack. I guess Alibby got the Pawn because they didn't want to have 2 terminals, but also didn't need a village yet. But so Erinblack does go with Pawn. I don't really understand that. Will this be a market or an embassy? I'm assuming it'll be one of the two. I just noticed Explorer is on this board. That's definitely a card worth having on a Keep board. Oh, trash the Catapult. That's a big win. I would just give silver. I mean, you could give another Swindler. Okay, Erinblack doing their opponent a solid, handing them the Masquerade. Masquerade's a bad card. I guess that's why you give it out, right? Alibby replaces the Catapult. So why? I'm wondering why no hamlets have been bought at this point. They're, they have the potential to be over terminaled, and the problem is going to get worse as they continue to trash. Well, this seems like a good time for like Hamlet Market or some such. Okay. Good. And erinblack picks up a Hamlet. Okay. Feeling a little bit better about the situation now. Looks like alibby is in the lead in at least one of the treasures, and that's the source of the VP difference. And apparently it was silver. Maybe alibby has the lead in 2 treasures. But okay, so I guess they each have 1 silver at this point. I'm not even going to try to keep track of copper. That's too annoying. And I would assume they each have 1 gold as well. I guess I can... Oh, no. erinblack has 2 gold, so I guess alibby must still be leading in copper then. The score to be as it is. And now erinblack is up a silver. Yay, keep. Crash estate into estate, friendly swindler. So I know buying gold seems good, but I would definitely like an explorer. I mean, granted, it's not going to be gaining golds right now because you don't have provinces, but silvers are also keep. And okay, well, never mind. alibby took a market, but eventually you can gain golds faster with explorer than you can by buying them. I mean, I guess I would like more thinning before they're really looking at like explorer province stuff, to be fair. More hamlets and masquerades, although neither of them seem interested in masquerades, so I guess catapults, if not masquerades, are fine. I don't know if alibby is thinking about the fact that since they have a masquerade now, masquerade is happier to get rid of estates than catapult. But I do like to play in that respect. I mean, obviously you get to attack with the catapult, so that's the reason. No. That's preferable to trash copper. Neither of them have bought embassy to this point. They've just been driving the markets, which I assume is at least in part because of the keep considerations that I mentioned earlier. I mean, at some point you do want to be able to draw. Although, masquerade, of course, is also an option there. But looks like erinblack's just going to add more stop cards instead. Please play the masquerade. Oh, you have a curse to trash. So this game looks like it might just pile on like market curse estate at the rate we're going. I mean, it'd be a little surprising if that many more swindlers hit 2 costs, but it's possible. I stopped tracking the treasure situation, but oh, okay. Apparently erinblack was ahead on copper and now they're tied. And alibby is down 2-1 in gold. So I assume erinblack is up in silver, and that accounts for the point differential. I mean, I assume the curses are too close to make that kind of a point difference. Oh, okay. So many silvers are in the trash? 2 silvers, so there's 3 silvers in decks, so it must be 2-1 in favor of erinblack on the silver count. Or well, yeah, that would be, assuming they've split the curses, that would be 5 points to Aaron for silver, gold, and 5 to Alibby for copper, and then the like 3 curses and 3 estates each, or something like that. Estate into estate, gotta do it. I think. Yeah, okay, so Alibby now pulls into a tie in silver. I think it's. So is it, wait, is Alibby's ahead in copper, they're tied in silver, erinblack's ahead in gold, and Alibby has one more curse. Wait, did. Oh, yeah. I guess. Or no, Alibby has 1 fewer estate. That's what it is. Alright, so. Oh, market. Hits a market. I would say merchant ship, or maybe oh, embassy. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Take silver points away from Alibby. I would definitely be thinking about province at this point as erinblack. Okay, indeed. Probably their deck is too junked to realistically pair explorer and province. That's probably just not coming up, but the rate this game is going, it may not actually last that much longer. It's going to depend a lot on how the swindling goes. So oh, erinblack bought a copper. I missed that. I was wondering why erinblack had built such a big lead. Okay, so and bought another copper. So Alibby should have tied on gold, but now is behind in silver and copper. Now tied in silver. This is not looking too good for Alibby. Erinblack can take gold lead here. Alibby would have gotten to play that masquerade and pass a curse. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I guess you just buy silver here. Seems unfortunate there as well. Rather buy gold, obviously. So Alibby will be able to province this turn, and I wouldn't be surprised if copper is coming as well. Okay, so erinblack can go up by 2 gold here, which is a nice way to just lock in those points. But goes for silver instead. So yeah, okay. So Alibby goes for trashing the copper, which does, I think, bring them into a tie. I'm not really sure. Or maybe Alibby is still behind. See erinblack lose points from that. I don't know. I think in general in a keep game like this, I would prefer to like concede copper points until such a point as we had both trashed all of our coppers. All right, so meanwhile, the 3 pile is getting very real here. I don't like actually buying the curses there. Although, actually, it looks like Aaron Black is going to have the buys to close it out, so... Whoa, actually, that would be a tie. Unless... I mean, I guess Aaron Black can have more than the 3 buys. Oh, okay, yeah, so we'll be able to buy some points in addition to those... that -1 points that's gonna end the game. Do it. Okay, yeah. I was afraid for a second Aaron Black didn't see the win, but evidently just double checking. All right, so Aaron Black on the board. I guess, yeah, neither of them really focused on thinning down. And wow, Aaron Black really crushed the keep points. All right, a black market game. That could be a long one. Outpost is on the board, so you don't have to worry about pulling Outpost from the black market. That's nice. Horn of Plenty Megaturn is going to be hard to set up unless you get the right stuff out of the black market. So I think I would lean towards double black market opening here. The problem with Overlord is that the debt blocks you from making a purchase in the black market. I bet you can't actually gain more magpies. Shantytown. Well, I mean, you do want villages, but that's not really the village you want. Recruiter. Hello. Please buy Recruiter. Please buy Recruiter. I mean, those are all good cards, and certainly Aaron Black is not going to do badly for gaining any one of them, but I definitely, well, okay, I think that was possibly the worst choice. Hard to say. Nah. Well, it's hard. It's going to depend somewhat on what the rest of the black market pulls are for Aaron Black. I mean, I think Recruiter was clearly the best option. Okay, so Olivia's got the vampire. Vampire seems like not that strong here. You can't really do a whole lot with Horn of Plenty until you get some cards out of the black market. I mean, you might want to gain 1 outpost, but you're certainly not going to gain more than 1. You do, I mean, the bat trashing is certainly nice. Okay, well, I would buy Trading Post. Acceptor. Well, I guess if you want to play more witches. None of it. Well, I actually can't afford Wild Hunt. None of this seems worth not trashing with Bat. Let's put it that way. All right, witch it up. Oof. Through the monument. Not ideal. Ooh, Bad Omens really hurts because that's going to cause Alibi to trigger the shuffle without the vampire or the courtyard in it. So Aaron Black takes the outpost. Seems good. I would just hop. Oh. Horn of Plenty isn't doing much right now, but it's not doing much next turn either. I guess you can gain Courtyard. Another monument? Oh, no, that's Alibby's first monument. I mean, I still don't really think it's that great here. I mean, you have no terminal space. I don't think Monument is the most important terminal to be playing by any stretch. I play them black markets. Good Shantytown hand. Sad Scepter. This is rough game so far. Another Horn of Plenty. I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, wait, there was a monastery. Oh, I missed that. That went by so fast. Okay, so that's actually a nice pickup for Alibby. I mean, it's a little redundant with the bats, but bat isn't the fastest of trashing, obviously. Research. Can't get that. Probably more trashing than Alibby needs anyway. Between Monument and 2 vampires / bats. Mostly at this point, I'd prefer gold. Like, the deck isn't doing a whole lot. Maybe you can like buy a King's Court or something in the black market. Ugh, man, the three coin Horn of Plenty, so sad. Completely useless Shantytown. Minting here, I mean, it's not great. It wouldn't be completely ridiculous. Yeah, I guess mill is fine. It's not harmful for the most part. Played Monument over Witch? What? I don't understand. Why would you do such a thing? Another Monument. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Top deck black market. And I guess you can gain a silver off that horn. I don't know. Nope, not even gonna bother, which I'm completely fine with. I mean, given enough time, I would think that Alibby can clean up their deck and start to do a little bit, because they've got some additional trashing that erinblack does not have. erinblack does have 1 vampire, but Alibby has 2 and a monastery. I don't like playing Monument over black market, that's for sure. Alright, well, I mean, Lab is a good card, but it's not really going to do that much here. I mean, Island isn't going to do that much either. There's Sage. I guess I would take Lab. But it's just that, like, the card quality is low enough that that Lab is probably not going to make much impact. Guess you gotta buy silver so you can trash copper. I've never really been in a situation where I wanted to play vampire and was like, man, I don't really want to gain a card. Like, you know, it's rough when you don't want to gain anything costing up to 5. And Aaron Black not even going to trash with the bat. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, you don't really want to gain anything with that horn. You could trash it with the bat. Oh, trash silver? Yeah, I guess. You can regain it here if you think it's valuable to have. I mean, it is one of the better cards in the deck at this point. Just, these decks are just not doing very much. Hey, Dungeon. It's a good card. Pick that up. I mean, Coin of the Realm, you know, you can play multiple terminals. It's a little late for that to make a big difference, but... Hey, Libby just gonna slog through the duchies. Hey, that's province money. Ooh, play Vampire. Buy nothing. Trash is a silver. Discards a laboratory and whoa, a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, I see that was after the shuffle. That's why. Okay. I mean, Transmogrify is all right. Why would you? Why would you gain another Horn of Plenty? The ones you have aren't doing anything. Optic Monument, Shantytown isn't doing anything either. Well, I guess at this point you're probably reasonably likely to draw with it, but then again, what are you drawing? I don't know. I think I'd rather have, like, you're not going to draw a better card than Monument. Just buy silver, don't buy another Monument. So you can trash the estate. Might even be time to trash the monastery. Oh. Guess you could trash the other monument. Nope. Okay, well I guess top decking monument wouldn't have been that great after all. Oh, that's province money again. Aaron Black finding their 1 gold quickly thanks to a Libby's war attack. Interesting how that worked out. Please don't play that Horn of Plenty. No. Why? Precious a Horn of Plenty, friendly vampire. Steward in Mining Village. Needs a steward at this point. Interesting. Those have been nice cards to have early. Discarded the Outpost? I mean, I guess Outpost isn't doing much work at this point. Oh, and he doesn't have terminal space for it. Yeah. Okay, that's completely reasonable. Fairgrounds should be pretty good. How many points did Aaron Black just gain off that Fairgrounds? I'm not sure, but it should be worth at least 6 points. Right. 2 for every 5 and you got black market. I mean, that's... Oops, I just squished the black market reveal. Wandering Minstrel. Why was that so far down in the deck? That would have been fantastic. Fantastic. Well, erinblack hasn't played this witch very much. I'm actually a little surprised that erinblack played the witch over the monument. That it's not the same decision that they made earlier in the game. And at this point... Oh, one short of the Hornet Horn into Province. Yeah, empty the duchies. But yeah, I was going to say, at this point, I was expecting erinblack to want the coins. All right. Well, in any case, erinblack pulls it out. How much was that Fairgrounds worth? 6 points? Yeah. So, making a comeback. Yeah, that was a pretty rough game for sure. Black market did not rescue them from that board. All right, so here we have no villages. Unfortunate. Capitalism isn't doing much. Probably not worth buying. You can just play like a money deck where you get oh wait, no, you can't discard tunnels with stables. What am I thinking? Never mind. Well, you can draw a lot with stables. Throw in well, you only have I was gonna say throw in like a tragic hero or something. You can only get to 2 buys. So groundskeepers, I mean, 2 buys is still enough for groundskeepers to be good. Potentially, you know, trash down with priest and raise, so you get rid of most of your stock cards except for the treasures to support your stables. I don't know about ranger. I mean, you can't play if you can't play 2 rangers. I don't see that. They did both open priest silver. I would have opened priest raise, but priest silver is fine. I think you're basically right now just aiming for stables. Both pick up a ranger. Yeah, I really don't understand that. I would 100% prefer that my +5 be coming from tragic hero. I would consider investing in a second priest here, although having the ranger in the deck makes that worse. Also just get a couple raises. Okay, second priest. There we go. And erinblack can afford another stables. Alibby cannot. Also goes in for second priest. Yeah, see, that ranger not helping you out here. This should be another stables for erinblack, and it is. Should be another stables for alibby. I mean, I guess, actually, yeah, if you play capitalism, you can play the priests during your buy phase, and that allows you to at least play a ranger or tragic hero and play priest. I don't think that that's necessarily that important, because by the time you get to the point of drawing your deck with the draw cards, you should be pretty much thinned out anyway. Like, it's not critical that the priest get rid of all of the coppers, given that you only have 2 buys anyway, and that you're using them to draw with stables. So it's critical that the priest get rid of the estates. Did erinblack decline to trash with priest in favor of playing ranger? Yeah, I don't like that. Oh wait, erinblack's the one with cap. Oh, they both have capitalism. Oh, I missed erinblack buying it. Okay. Oh, because they just now bought it, so they did decline to trash with priest. Okay. That confused me. But yeah. No, 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 not gold. Need more stables. Harvest? Okay, I know that that's money, but like, man, you need more draw. You don't need more money right now. And like, it's not even reliably better than gold. It's probably worse. Like, you don't have that much diversity in your deck, right? Like, what are you likely to reveal? You know, copper, silver, maybe an action card. Yeah, I don't like the harvest buys at all. Who got the other harvest? erinblack got 2 harvests. Yeah. Not a fan. It is the first time I've seen harvest purchased in the entire time I've been playing Dominion Online, possibly. Okay, so both of those harvests are just golds. Well, it is a nice it is a nice amount of money there. Goes in for double province. The problem that I have with that is that you're not going to be able to do it consistently because the ranger's only going to draw every other time. That's one of the reasons I would prefer Tragic Hero, but I would also like more stables. Meanwhile, alibby is picking up some groundskeepers. Honestly, I think... Is alibby the one that only has 1 stables? Yeah, I would... I mean, I think groundskeepers are reasonable to get, but I would prefer that alibby had gotten some more stables first. Make sure, like, groundskeepers are only going to be good here if you can draw them all, because you don't have enough buys to, you know, play like half your groundskeepers and then buy like, you know, 4 estates or something like that. You need to be able to play all the groundskeepers and maximize the points, and you're not really going to draw them with 1 stables. And sometimes you might with 1 stables and 1 ranger, but that's not really going to be reliable. Well, actually, never mind. I take it back, because you can't play the groundskeepers draw after playing ranger, so that's not going to help. You need to kind of... Wait, alibby has 2 rangers? I don't understand that. How are you ever playing 2 rangers? Would really like to see another stables here. Possibly 2. Well, definitely 2. Oh, I don't like that at all. Those are worth less than province. 2-point duchies, like, or 5-point duchies. Yeah, that's not enough groundskeepers for that to really do the trick. erinblack is managing to run the provinces down pretty well. I think I don't see Libby mounting the comeback here. Like, I think groundskeepers could mount a comeback on this board, but it would require getting um your draw lined up more quickly, um and then uh having more groundskeepers than a Libby does. It's also possible that 2 buys just aren't enough for it, though. There is Lurker on the board, so like if you could get your deck under control fast enough, you could potentially use Lurker for additional gains. I just don't know that there's enough draw to support that, really. There might be. Or if there's enough, if the combination of draw and thinning is fast enough, I guess I should say. Okay, so Alibi did draw a deck, but drew a couple of actions dead and doesn't really have any economy to speak of. I also don't know what's ever discarding that tunnel. So Alibi does sneak into the lead, but now doesn't have the journey token oriented favorably. Awkward turn for erinblack, though, too. May have overestimated how capable erinblack's deck was of emptying the rest of the provinces. Oh man. I mean, the game is close to ending, but these decks are running out of steam really badly. There is Salt to Earth, so at some point somebody should be able to take advantage of that. Not erinblack this turn, though. Or wait, actually, yes, this turn. Yeah, they've got enough to buy province and salt the other province, so that should be game. Yep. erinblack with the 3-0 run back to tie this one up at 3-3. So, well done there, and good job to both players. Thank you to anyone listening or watching, and hopefully I'll do this again soon. Hope. Yeah, I agree with some of the boards were pretty ugly. Although I think that last one was not as ugly as they made it look. The one before pretty much was. I mean, I think if erinblack had taken Recruiter, they could have potentially had a non-ugly deck, but the board itself was pretty ugly. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully, well, good luck to both of the players the rest of the season. And I'll see you next time for some more Dominion action. Until then.